Yeah, Friday. How's everybody's Friday? Candace! I got you on the list. I see you, love. Sorry, I didn't hear the Cash App thing go off. What's your intention for your read today, love? Alright. Spirit, what does Candace need to know on the highest good? I started seeing like an image of you like holding your inner child's face. Your inner child was like tearing up. And you were just like wiping their tears away, and you were just like, it's not that big a deal, it's okay. And then they were just like, are you sure? And you're like, yeah, like it's really not that big a deal. I feel like there might have been things where I'm hearing to say like a fear of making mistakes that was born from like just feeling like in some way a burden for making some sort of mistake, particularly as a child. There was this series that I actually never like really got into like doing. I just kind of started it when I had my old account up. But there was this one commenter on a video, and they were like, you make my inner child feel really safe, da 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 da. They were telling me about like a story of when they had like done something and like broke something as a kid, and like they were saying how their parent like reacted to them very harshly, and it made it very difficult for them to like make mistakes and as they grew up. And I responded to that comment with a video, and I had pretty much reenacted what should have happened for that child if something was broken. So I literally like I acted out as if like the child had broken something on the floor, and I came in and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I see there's a mess made, like what happened here? And like we're talking about it, and they were telling me, you know, their truth and everything that happened in that situation, and then telling them about the importance of like caring for our space and like cleaning up the messes that we make, and showing our, you know, how we can be responsible for ourselves and owning up to our mistakes and moving on. Allowing ourselves to transmute those emotions of shame and guilt and move on. And so I'm feeling like there's some of those stagnant feelings towards yourself, whether that be, you know, based on little mistakes or big ones. But ultimately there's going to be this, I'm hearing, loving, nurturing guide that like kind of helps you take care of those moments of shame and embarrassment and guilt, towards yourself, and like, you know, especially like as parents too, like we can experience those times where we may have a moment where we're dealing with a situation and we didn't deal with it in the way that we would have wanted to. It's just as important to go back and nurture our inner child when we're dealing with our child, with our own children, you know, and their inner child. I keep hearing to say you've been really like hard on yourself about like the ways that you may have made mistakes in parenting, like particularly around like, you know, the holiday time. It becomes very a very prominent time for us to think about family, and so I think that there just might be some things kind of like kicking around in your subconscious that was really towards the ways that your inner child felt shut down, and the ways that your inner child is really like, let's not continue these cycles. We're not going to keep continuing the feeling our parents, our family, you know, so we don't end up in worse situations. It's important that we give to our children that knowing, no matter what you do, I'm going to be here for you. I'm going to love you through your mistakes. Does that mean we're going to avoid all accountability? Does that mean I'm going to enable you in your mistakes? No. I'm going to set you straight when I need to set you straight. But we're going to do it with love and compassion. We're going to do it with respect. Mutual human respect. Not that fucking hierarchy shit that some parents do where they're like, I'm the parent and you're the child. Like, you're like, no, this is human to human. This is a soul helping a soul grow. And this is how I'm going to nurture you through that. I feel like I'm hearing to say your inner child's doing a lot of thanking you in ways that I'm hearing to say like you were really hard on yourself and thinking you had like, you know, made some sort of huge like, you know, mistake in, I'm hearing to say specifically communication as a parent, and your inner child's like, no, this is not a you made a mistake as a parent. This is your inner child thanking you. You're feeling the presence of your inner child having experienced the other side of that and being like, thank you for not continuing that bullshit. Thank you for keeping me in mind so you can think of them when you're dealing with them in their most difficult, you know, stages of life, you know, reminding yourself that is a fucking person who's just trying to figure out how to person. of those human mistakes and do our best not to judge and shame and belittle and like literally dehumanize a person in their. I'm sorry, I got me a little emotional for a second, but the way that people just feel so dehumanized in their mistakes, and making mistakes is one of the most human fucking things you can do. Hello! Hello! Angelique, I haven't seen you in the longest time. How have you been? Oh my goodness, my heart. Dang, yeah, like it just feels like, I just feel this really just warm, just loving, forgiving energy, like, towards yourself. And, like, honestly, I just keep hearing to say, like, just remind yourself, like, look at yourself in the mirror and just remind yourself, you are not the mistakes of your parents. And also remind yourself, your children aren't necessarily going to live out the same mistakes you did. Because that may be adding to some of the same guilt or shames and regrets and fears. Holding on to those fears that our children are going to make the same mistakes we did, so we got to do everything in our power, and that leads to a lot of micromanaging, a lot of hovering. It doesn't let a soul, a person, live their life for themselves. And then a lot of the times we end up pushing them into the exact same situations that we found ourselves in. It's unfortunate the way history repeats itself, especially when we try so hard not to make it repeat itself, you know? Okay, all that was without cards. I'm gonna flip a few cards and see what the cards have for you. We have the Soulful Woman's Guidance card, is what I feel called for you today. I honestly love channeling messages like that, just not even needing the cards. I love it. Okay. Let's see, what needs to be known, what needs to be shown in the highest good for anyone resonating. If there's anyone who'd like to get on the list, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal are in my bio. I did put set prices, but I'm accepting donations. It's the larger the donation, the longer the read, the more in-depth we go. Candace, if you have any particular questions, just let me know, because you did send additional donations as well, so I want to make sure you're nice and taken care of. Spirit, what needs to be known, what needs to be shown in the highest good for this beautiful soul. Inner guidance system. The best answers always come from the calm, radiant place within me. I wait for these with joy. There's a lot of activations going on within you right now. And I feel like this is a lot about like learning to release, especially like those things from your past that you just wish so wholeheartedly you could have changed. I'm hearing to say like specifically as a child, like I don't know what it was. They're not giving me a whole lot more information as to that, but just things specifically as a child where you wish you could go back and do things differently. I'm hearing to say, or even be able to like verbalize yourself differently to maybe your caregivers in some way. The power of the power of my own voice. You're trying to verbalize things. Yeah, the power of my voice. I speak my truth and express my feelings to others with care and compassion. Love the confirmation cards. We love it. We love it. What needs to be known from your inner child regarding any future decisions, any growth, anything going on that you can't see right now, anything in your subconscious that your inner child wants you to know, anything in your subconscious your inner child wants you to know for your own children, for your own personal growth and development, ancestral veneration. All right, anything else that needs to be known, needs to be shown in the highest good from inner child. Anything your inner child wants you to know for your own healing journey, for your children. Grace and surrendering. I honor my truth as I surrender to the universe. It opens me up to the divine gifts of grace. It's a beautiful card. I keep hearing, I forgive myself. I accept myself as I am. I forgive myself. I accept myself as I am. Grace. When I open up to the deep source of grace, the flow of life feels effortless and vibrant. I keep hearing the birth of a servitor. Do you know what a servitor is? If not, I'll give you a little rundown as to what it is, and we'll birth one for you. because I feel like you might need a positive thought servitor. Candace, are you still on the live? I hope her internet didn't cut out too bad. Okay. All right, cool. I get to do a little teaching today. So a servitor is pretty much like, if you were to think about it, like another personal guide, you know, in your life. I like to create pretty looking servitors. I like to envision them as little fairies in my life, but it's pretty much a being that you create to help you accomplish certain things in your life. For example, I have servitors to help me with like my ADHD shit. So like I have a hard time remembering things. So I birthed a servitor to help me remember to do shit. So sometimes like if I'm just going off and I'm like in my own little life and world and just doing shit, going about my day, I'll randomly have a thought that it like cuts through all my other thoughts. And I'll just hear, remember when you have to do blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh shit, that's right. I gotta go and do that. So it's pretty much just like a being who's gonna help you with certain shit. I have a servitor to bring me money. I have a servitor to help me with sleep because I also struggle with insomnia. And so I have a servitor that pretty much energetically lulls me to sleep. Like, it's a whole lot of shit. Anyway, without going into a lot of depth as to like a whole lesson in servitors and shit, I feel like creating a servitor to help you with like redirecting negative thought into positive thought. So like, for example, what would happen is you experience a negative thought, your servitor is then enacted, and it will create a bunch of like energy to put positive thoughts in your mind. But in the way that I do a lot of my working as well is the servitor that would then help you figure out the root cause of those negative thoughts, and it compassionately leads you to the root cause for release. So the next time you experience those negative thoughts again, servitor gets triggered, and easier and easier and easier it becomes to work through whatever shit that's going on in your subconscious to be able to no longer experience those negative thoughts controlling your mental health, you know? And, I mean, a lot of people are like, oh, what the fuck? I didn't believe it either. I did not believe in it until I created some. And then when I was like, oh shit, $20 just randomly popping up in places that I don't remember leaving $20. Okay. Randomly being able to accomplish more in my life that I wasn't able to do and make myself sit and focus and do. Okay. Like, you gotta try it for yourself. Maybe I should do like a whole video series on creating servitors, and maybe I could even birth some for some people. Oh shit. Oh, that'd be fun. Anyway, that was awesome. That would be super dope. Okay. I'm hearing to say you have ancestors who work on your behalf, who like hold the hand of your inner child. They pretty much like do like what I'm talking about, like what a servitor would do, but it's more like them encouraging to do it more independently rather than like a servitor is literally a being created for you to do one specific task. The servitor is it lives, it dies based on your accord. So like, say if I were to create a servitor that I want to help me get a specific job, right? I don't need that servitor in existence for all of time after I have the job, you know? So I could say this servitor is created until I have the job, or until the servitor, you know, until I decide I don't want that job anymore, the servitor helps me through that job, whatever. You can then release the servitor from its service. You can feed the servitor, whether that's like something as simple as water, prayer, money, food, you know, on an altar space, candles, like all of these things are things that you can do to feed your servitor, because it is a relationship with a being. It's not just you using something until you don't want to use it anymore. It is a being that deserves respect, love, and care, because they are literally created to better your life. And if you would like me to birth a servitor for you, I would do that. I don't know how much I would charge for that, because I've never done it before, but if you'd be willing to even do a testimonial as to say like how a servitor has helped you and shit, I'd even give you a discount. and we'll do a whole fucking video series. Well, I'll do a whole fucking video series on it, and we'll talk about like how you had been affected by your personal servitor. But for now, I feel like this is just like kind of your guides coming forth and being like, hey, this is what we're doing for you, but just to let you know, there's more direct ways that you could be using your energetic gifts and abilities and knowledge of the universe to better your life. Yeah, let me know. Just get back to me whenever. This is literally so exciting. This is a whole other, I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna add this for real. Creating servitor services. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Viking Jesus, shut up. Hello, Carly. Welcome back. All right, I did see... okay, we got a few people online. I am not hearing the Cash App notification. What is going on? Whitney and Carly, I see you on the list. All right. Cara and Carly. Carly, do you have any particular intentions for your read, babe? Carly is general, got you. Okay. I'm gonna do Carly next. I keep hearing, my gosh, I'm trying to close out the reading. I just keep hearing, tell Candace, I love her. I love her. I love her. And I'm like, oh, okay, who's this energy from? And I heard from Candace. All right. All right, Carly, let's see. What needs to be known, what needs to be shown. I'm feeling the Oracle of the Dragon Fae for you. Got some dragon energy, all right. I'm hearing to say we're charging her up with empowerment and action. A lot of enthusiastic action, all right. How's the internet connection now? Are we doing good? Carly, justice will prevail. So one of my favorite cards in the deck. I started hearing this song. It's you should have known, and the beginning of the song goes, you should have knew I was coming. You should have known. So I feel like you're about to be in this come up, come back, fight for what it is that you want, like type of energy. I don't usually use this term, but I'm hearing the term spiritual warfare. So there could be some sort of internal shit that you've been going on. I'm hearing like specifically within religious versus spiritual like thought patterns. I don't know if maybe you had like been hearing to say like you might have two different versions of the way you used to think, trying to like disprove the other one. And being like, I heard spirit guides. What are you talking about, spirit guides? Like, there's only one God. Like, you're just like, I believe something new now, babe. Let's see. I'm hearing to say overall, right now, I want you to put your hand on your heart. I want you to put a hand on your head. I want you to say, it's okay for me to believe something new. How a lot of times religious shame that is indoctrinated into, if you ever leave the church, if you ever stop believing, if you that's bullshit. It was fear-mongering. It was fear-mongering, and I want you to remember, each and every time you decide to believe what you believe, you are not only empowering yourself, but you are disempowering a system that was created to keep others like you under the foot of fear. Southern Baptist. Yeah. Yeah, you are definitely doing some fucking spiritual warfare, babe. You are on it. You're on it. You are on it. Ooh! I'm hearing to say there's other people around you even who like why it feels like resistance spiritually. There's other people around you who like might try to put some of the beliefs on, or like even if there are people who are like, you know, you believe what you believe, I respect that, they're still going home to pray that you go back to church. Like, that's not respecting someone else's beliefs. That's not respecting at all. I love you. Spirit, what needs to be known, what needs to be in hell for all eternity? That's a big fear to overcome. So allow yourself to literally understand that each and every time any fears, old beliefs, old limiting program thoughts pop in your head and you decide to go against them for whatever reason based on your own accord, you are literally invoking the most divine fucking power and authority over your spiritual free will. Like, that is power. Carly, don't you worry too, babe. I'm gonna have all these readings posted. I might try to do them in like separate videos so people can just go directly to their reading. Yeah, I might do that so that way we can just not post the whole like hour-long video and people don't have to scroll through that. But yeah, let me put on here to post yours too, babe. Carly's. All right. Spirit, what needs to be known, what needs to be shown regarding releasing any religious control, any fears, any spiritual back and forth or warfare, whatever needs to be known in the highest good for this soul's highest good. Your ancient wisdom is awakening. This is you. This is the fight back. This is literally the fight for yourself, your soul, your mind. I'm hearing to say, like, your soul's essence and how you put it into this world, like, you changed the path at which it was going to be received by everyone else. Yeah, let me just use myself as an example. I am not a Christian, but I was born and raised Christian. I used to be a full-blown, balls-to-the-wall Bible thumper with a Bible in my hand, preaching to the children at school. Send her love and forgiveness. We laugh because she's embarrassing. But yeah, this is just a lot about forgiveness and compassion. Especially, I'm hearing to say, one of the other ways that you're going to be like getting into releasing the spiritual control is by facing the internalized bullshit that comes with believing what somebody else tells you to believe. For example, my mom, you know, she's not homophobic. She's not anything like fucking hateful and shit, but she was raised in the church where, and then had children that she taught, you know, we love them, we just don't love their sin, you know, and so it took a lot of like unlearning the internalized bullshit, and for my mom realizing, hey, most of your kids are gay, so you might want to deal with that, before she really started to unpack that shit and realized how much of that homophobia came from the church and how she had to work through that. And I mean, now great, we're on a whole nother level, a whole nother her. So, you know, it's great. Like, it's possible to work through those limiting beliefs that are set there by others, because you can realize you have power over your mind to believe what you want to believe, feel how you want to feel, treat people how you want to treat people based on your own accord, not because how the church tells you to do so. Anyway, let me not get on a whole tangent about the church, because y'all know I will. Oh my gosh. I'm going to flip from another deck real quick. I'm feeling called to a different one. I'm hearing to say, like, you are a stepping stone for some people. You come into their life, and I feel like you haven't even met this person or people yet, but I'm here to say people, not just one person. You haven't met these people yet. But I'm hearing to say you're going to have adult friends who come into your life who are also have, you know, the church heavily input on their way of thinking and living and being and treating other people. And the way that you think and treat people differently, despite the way you were raised, literally sets a positive example for adults to learn and do better. You're not just showing an example for younger people than you know, being something that people can look up to. You're even being an example for people who probably, I'm hearing to say, like, older than you at times as well, to be an example. I'm hearing to say, like, you inspire people to be better people. I'm hearing to say, like, there's ways that your energy, your soul, it just feels warm to people, and they might not have felt that warmth in people from the church. And so they're like, how are you, like, how is it that these people are supposed to make me feel warm and welcome and accepted and all that? And now I'm here, I'm just having one conversation with you, and I feel like I feel like I've been saved. I feel like part of my soul just isn't dead anymore. I feel like I truly have seen Christ consciousness in human form right in front of me. There are people who are going to say thank you for being a blessing and a miracle, and you didn't have $1 to give them. You didn't feed them. You didn't put clothes on their back. You just showed up. You just showed up. You knew the right... I'm hearing to say, too, like, the way that you speak to people, like, it blends the way that maybe their, like, religious mindset works, and, like, maybe this new type of thought process works. That I'm hearing to say, like, some people might not, like, I'm seeing, like, specifically clear quartz and shit. I don't know if maybe you carry around some shit like that, but somebody might see you with a crystal or something, and especially, like, if you're still down south, you know, there's or if like people in the South, especially, like you see somebody carrying around that shit, and they're like, oh no, Jesus Christ, save this person, bless their heart, bless their home, you know, all that fucking shit. And I feel like you might run into some people like that, very Southern, very traditional, very type of energy, and they might see little aspects of that, a crystal. They might see you meditating. Like, there's even people who are literally told fucking meditation will get you sent to hell, and they're like, you know, you just seem so calm. Mississippi, okay, yep. They're like you just seem so calm. You're like, yeah, grounded, kind of like real grounded, like, yeah. You wanna know how I got here? Hey, why don't you come over? Why don't you come over this weekend? I'll show you how I got here. Do a little You're just like, yeah, guess what? We didn't open a gateway to hell. I feel like in general, you're teaching people that there's a new way to live, and that's okay. Like, that's absolutely okay. Hell yeah. Do you make content of your own? Like, do you post any, like, spiritual, witchy type, you know, or just any content in general? Because I feel like that, like, there's going to be some people who are trying to look into you, but not necessarily directly talk to you, because the way that you make them think and feel differently is so about what it is that they want to get into. You help people just feel safe through uncertainty. That's a very beautiful gift to have. All right, yeah, there you go. Yep. Did on my own page. Yeah, for real. I feel like there's just definitely people who, especially like older people, who are looking for something in life to feel like it gives them life again, and you're going to be helping people create that for themselves. I'm hearing to say highly respected and admired by your peers because of the way that you help people find themselves. I'm here to say they thought it was long gone for them to be found, for them to feel what they thought was saved was in the church. You help people save themselves. All right, Carly. You got some powerful ass energy, babe. I'm telling you that. You got some powerful ass energy. You have influence spiritually over those around you. Be very mindful of that. All right, Whitney Love. Let's see what the cards have for you. Spirit, what does Whitney need in the highest? I'm hearing the Stranger Things deck for you. Spirit, what does Whitney need? My beautiful Whitney. What needs to be known? What needs to be shown on the highest good? I started hearing, don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. Oh, bitch. Yeah, I know it. Thank you for the follow, Richard. Appreciate you. Okay. Y'all make sure if you enjoy my readings, you go to my divination account, Divination by Faith, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. You can check out additional content. You can also go to the link in my bio to book personal private reads, send donations, check out additional content on my Patreon, and more. Very much appreciated for you all. Patreon is as low as $5 a month. You join that, you're going to get discounted services, almost daily collective reads. I do collective spell work for everybody on my witchy and spiritual account over there. I also do a lot more, I'm trying to get into more like teaching about deity work and stuff like that on my Patreon before I kind of open it up to my TikTok and my YouTube. I want to keep it in a small group a little, and then we'll talk about it more publicly. Alright, Spirit, what needs to be known, what needs to be shown in the highest good for Whitney! Whitney! Ooh! The 8 of Strands. Let's see. Hello. Aubrey, welcome. Alright. The 8 of Strands. Here we go. Okay. Things are happening. Communication is vibrant and your confidence will be growing. You are being called to take decisive action now. Alright. What needs to be known about this decisive action that needs to be taken? I just started seeing an image of you, like, putting your foot down, like, on the ground, and then you were, like, you know, you're just, like, very much, I'm hearing to say, putting your foot down and not letting it come back up. I'm hearing to say, Spirit's putting you in this position that you're in right now because you're learning how to set boundaries and hold them, even when you want to let them go. I'm hearing to say there's been times in the past where you set a boundary and you went back on it because somebody gave you some pretty words. Because somebody said, oh, well, let me do this little acts of service. Let me do this one little nice thing and let it erase all the bad shit. They're like, no, I'm going to need you to put that foot down and I'm going to need you to motherfucking hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Because there's been some times I'm hearing to say where it's the same person over and over again, coming back, taking another bite out of your ass, and they'd be like, damn, bitch! Damn, bitch! I got no more ass left for you to bite! I just got a really funny image in my mind. Okay, anyway. I just keep seeing you, like an image of you in my head right now. You open the door and you just said, I don't give a fuck who you are. And then you shut the door again. So I feel like there's going to be some definite people who try to come in that, you know, play the, oh, well, I've known you since, oh, well, we're blood, oh, well, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, and? And? Aren't those exactly the reasons why you shouldn't have ever done that shit in the first place? So you don't get to cry baby bitch now that I have to hold this fucking boundary. Aw, sucks for you. I'm hearing to say, too, there's going to try to be some people who really try to play you out like you're a bitch. Like, they're really, really, really going to try to play you out like you started some drama. Like, not just like an argument happened and things didn't go their way. Like, they're going to try to paint you out to be started to start that doorway of communication again. To piss you off enough to be like, what the fuck are you saying about me? That's what they want. That's what they fucking want. So when you hear all the bullshit come back on your name, I'm gonna just need you to remember that right there was an opportunity for them to show their true colors. Now you don't go acting out of character on their behalf. Fuck that shit. They want to see you flip out, man. That's what they want. They want to see you lose your shit. They want to be able to be the ones. I'm sorry. I feel like this is mostly coming from your brother energy, but I feel like this is mostly like the, see, I had a reason on why I did what I did. She's fucking crazy. And you're like, bitch, I'm only this fucking angry because of what you did. Excuse me? Excuse the fuck out of me? I'm crazy? No, I'm not a motherfucker to be gaslit. That's for motherfucking sure. But I feel like you're dealing with some people who have little flying monkeys, you know, wrapped around this other motherfucker's finger. And I'm hearing to say, honestly, an enabler of bad behavior. Probably always have been. An enabler of, oh, well, I'm hearing to say, like, that, there's people on the sidelines who are just like, well, can't you just make up? Because it makes everyone else more comfortable. It makes them more comfortable for them not to feel the tension in the room. And then I just see you sitting here and you're like, but what about the tension in my heart, in my mind? I'm literally seeing you just sitting there just like shaking your fucking foot, shaking your leg, like holding your fist, clawing your fucking fingernails into your legs, biting your tongue, bleeding on the inside of your goddamn cheeks, trying not to say some shit. And you're like, now I'm about to lose my shit. Now I'm about to be the fucking crazy one because I'm not about to sit here and have the people who are supposed to be protectors, providers, lovers, try to be like, oh, well, can't we just make up? Can't we just put it back together? Can't we just put a band-aid on this shit? No, bitch! Because I'm sitting here fucking still broken and bleeding over the shit. Still broken and bleeding and hurt over the shit. So no, we can't just pretend shit don't happen. No, we can't just come around and have a little nice family dinner, whoop-de-whoop-de hula and all this motherfucking shit so we can pretend like we're a big happy fucking family. No, we can't. No, we cannot. No, we will not. I motherfucking shan't, bitch. And I really feel like I'm just getting this overall, just losing this sense of respect for other people because they want you to put your morals, your feelings, your thought process all to the side so they can feel better. I just keep hearing over and over again, like your inner child, what about me? What about me though? What about me though? And then whenever you're like, what about me? They're like, why do you have to make everything about you? And that's more of the shit that drives you crazy. I'm hearing to say you're getting into connections with people. I'm hearing to say over the next year or two where you never have to feel like you have to fight to be heard. There is very much people who go out of their way to hear what it is that you have to say. And even when you're quiet is when they're especially like, hey, I notice the silence. I hear the silence. I feel the silence. And there's a reason for it. So we're going to hold space for it. We're going to hold space for it. I'm going to make you know that you are safe in whatever emotions. No, even if like your feelings or your perspective completely contradicts their own. You're dealing with the type of person where they're like, I understand and I'm grounded to hold space for your truth as long as you're willing to do the same for me. That's it. I heard Michael enters the chat. I'm also hearing this like comparison energy. I'm hearing to say like, don't you start comparing yourself to others because there are people who would rather enable the shitty behavior in others rather than protect you. Fucking fuck. I keep hearing like, don't go back and like beg for the approval or the acceptance of those people who would rather enable those people who hurt you rather than to protect you, even if it means like some sort of uncomfortability or discord with another person. If you're a good person, you're gonna stand on the right side of shit, even if it comes with some uncomfortability and some fucking conflict. And I keep hearing, I'm sorry I can't stand with you, but that doesn't mean I'm not standing for you. There are people, I'm hearing to say, who are like on the other side of things, who are bringing into connection for you friendship, who are bringing into connection for you, I'm hearing to say like aligned romance, but they're asking you in a lot of ways to say thank you for the ways that other people in your life have been removed, people who honestly brought more discord, more pain, you know, all that shit. Even if you at points in your life wanted them so badly, say thank you to your guides and your ancestors who remove people from your life, who steal from your life source energy, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. They steal from you. They impact how you feel about yourself and your worth because you're constantly in your mind going back, well, why can't I just make you love me? Why can't I just make you treat me right? Because you're not them. The only thing you can do is love you and treat you right. Stop letting motherfuckers who hurt you in your home. Stop picking up the phone. Stop calling. Don't respond to the texts. Don't respond to the invites. Don't do nothing. Don't do a motherfucking thing. And I just keep hearing to say over and over again, when you see them walking up to your door, do not answer it. Do not answer. Because you're dealing with people who aren't going to listen until there's nothing left to be heard from you. As unfortunate as that is, they're just the type of motherfucker who they don't care until it's too late. Stop giving them an extension on their time. I'm seeing you do a visualization meditation where you're literally in your home and you're like pulling your energy back individually from each person, and you're like, thank you, I claim this back, transmuted in my highest good. Thank you, I claim this back, transmuted in my highest good. And then I'm seeing like over the next couple of days, I'm seeing you in the gym, I'm seeing you cooking food, I'm seeing you just energized, just doing things, getting shit done. I'm seeing the to-do list and you're just crossing things off. You just feel like you have more energy for you, more focus for you, more power for you, because you're not so concerned about, why don't they love me enough to blah blah blah, why didn't they love me enough to say blah blah blah. Instead you're like, fuck all those questions, I'm gonna do something to show me that I love me enough to blah blah blah. You can be added to the list, love, of course. Of course. All right, I received your Cash App. I got you. All right. And perfect timing too, because I was just finishing up with Whitney. All right. What is your question, babe? I really like this live. I like the vibes. I like the vibes. I'm excited to see you do a lot in your life, Whitney. I know you're a very capable person. I know you're a very strong person. I also know you're very tired of being strong. Having to be the strong one. Having to be the one who's willing to sacrifice. Alright? Just know that you're not the only person in your life who has love like that for you. Alright? Thinking about taking a trip. Unsure if it's the right time. Should I book it now? Alright, cool. Cool. Yeah. Planning for myself and 2 other people, so it's going to be a surprise! Oh my gosh! So where are you trying to go? How exciting. What a nice surprise. Alright, Spirit, what needs to be known, what needs to be shown in the highest good. Yes, the Knight of Wands. Ambitious, energetic, a determined leader. There may be challenges associated with this card, but embrace them and positive outcomes are in your favor. Even though there may be some unpredictable things, believe in yourself, have courage, and your answer is yes. I started seeing this memory pop up in my head of where one time, like me and my ex-fiance and my sister and my son, we were all going out to eat, and then there was this one particular restaurant I wanted to go to, and so we ended up going there, and it was like, fuck, they're closed. So it was just like, god damn it, where are we gonna go? And it was super irritating because I'm like very particular on food, like when I want something and I want to go there for that. But we ended up just driving around the area and found it a really dope little spot, just a little hole in the wall spot that was really delicious, and we wouldn't have found it if we didn't end up there and not get the thing that we wanted. So I'm here to say overall the story is, if things don't go 100% to plan, allow this to be part of the plan. Allow yourself to just kind of have fun, keep your eyes open, and acknowledge that if things didn't go according to every little thing that you wanted, there's something different for you to be doing, that Spirit is giving you a blessing, an opportunity to, I'm hearing to say, not just to do, but I'm here to say to learn. So there might be something in particular. I'm hearing to say not just for you, but in one of your guests as well. It's something about patience and surrender that they're learning as well. So this is not just an opportunity for soul growth for you, but soul growth for them. I'm just seeing you guys smiling a lot, just a lot of fun. I'm seeing somebody who's like checking like a itinerary plan or whatever, and I don't know if one of you or maybe you are very like particular about like, you know, doing things in very much like a timed sort of manner. I'm hearing to say balance out like your schedule, your plan, what it is that you want, but make room for just spontaneous fun, because that's where I'm hearing to say most of your memories are going to be made, and the things that didn't quite go to plan. And it's me. Well, I hope you have a great time. What a lovely surprise. We're going to do a collective for, actually I want to make sure that we have some people in the live. So we're going to do zodiac reads. So why don't everybody drop your zodiac in the chat, and whichever one we have the most of, I'll do a little collective read for that zodiac. We've only got 6 people in the chat right now. I will be back on live later and doing full collective reads for each zodiac later on. But we had more individuals than I was expecting this afternoon, which I'm very grateful for. And I want to conserve my energy, so I don't want to do too many. We got Libra, Leo, a fellow Leo in the house. Spirit, what needs to be known, what needs to be shown in the highest good. Second Cash App. I did not see. Would you like a second read? Is that what it's for? For another topic? We got Libra, Leo, Sagittarius. We might not have enough to have the majority vote. Might not have enough people. No, it said what it was, but she already got one. What? Sorry if I'm misunderstanding. Biker boy, welcome to the live. Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. I'm hearing to go with the Sagittarius. Sagittarius. You don't have to be Sagittarius, but I'm here to go with Sagittarius. Surrendering to the sweetness of life. Venus energy, pleasure, joy, making love to life. Hearing to say, like, getting back the magic in your life. Feeling like life is worth living. Like, you're definitely cultivating a lot of contentment and pure joy for yourself. Baby steps. Might not all happen overnight, but action, following your intuition and doing things before it makes sense. I'm also here to say too, like, Angelique, like for your reading, for example, like being apprehensive about doing that for yourself and your friends, like very much do what your intuition calls you to do, because you never know what opportunities you're going to run into when you do those random things that your intuition calls you to do, you know? So I heard to say, enjoy the little things. I started seeing somebody who was like sitting in an ice cream shop and they were just like, just like licking their ice cream. It was just like the happiest thing. And they're just like, this is the highlight of my week. Like, it can be the tiniest little thing, and it doesn't have to be things that, you know, like a lot of people think, you know, like you gotta spend a lot of money on yourself for self-care and all this shit. But like, you really don't. A form of self-care can be like, for example, no money. You can sit there and, you know, whether that be meditation, visualization exercises, breath work, those are all forms of self-care. No money. Blessing yourself with things like water, or like, you know, like how the pastor or the priest or whatever do it, and like bless yourself with all that shit, doing that sort of stuff. Spiritual self-care. No money. All you need is some water. There's just a lot that's going to come through in like caring for your soul that makes you feel like more of a person in general, more of your worth, feeling more like you're taken care of, feeling like you don't have to sit here and sacrifice or struggle to be taken care of, and to like feel better about yourself. Like, it doesn't always have to come with some hard thing to do, like for example, like wanting to feel better in your soul or emotionally, so needing to sit down and do shadow work all the time. Sometimes it's just emotionally too much and you just can't do that. You don't want to add on more emotional strain to yourself. So something like prayer for yourself, meditation, breath work, music, these are forms of self-care that are free and good for your soul. Bring life to you. Any final messages for anyone resonating with this Sagittarius read? Again, you don't have to be Sagittarius to resonate. Weight of the world. Boundaries. Let it go. It's not yours to carry. I feel like there's going to be a lot of like setting boundaries within yourself for like things like self-discipline, getting up and taking action for the things you need to do in your life, but also boundaries externally for yourself, you know, protecting yourself from other people's energy, protecting yourself from what other people want or need from you when that's not what you feel called to do in your life right now. I'm hearing to say overall, like you're letting go of a lot of the doing for others to be seen, to be loved, to be cared for. There's not a transaction in love that's going on in a healthy way in these relationships, and those relationships are getting ready to change. Those relationships that are not equal in give and take with love and kindness and compassion and just respect, those things are coming to a close. I'm hearing to say for many people on the live, prepare yourself for a season of endings, because there's this energy that spirit has where they're like, I'm done watching you get hurt by these people who don't deserve a place in your life to hurt you. Stop giving them one. All right. All right, beautiful babes. So make sure you're following if you're not, so you get notified when I'm going live. Thank you to everyone who purchased individuals. I appreciate you all very, very much. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Many blessings.